Welcome to Dominique Speaks with Dominique Leaks. I'm your host, Dominique, 7 days of the week, where I hit the street sector and I play in the streets. But don't you ever think I'm the heck, there ain't nothing sweet. Unless I'm in the kitchen and I'm baking a treat. Cause I'm a host with the most, I make quality eats. And obviously also capable of rocking the beat. I'm super talented, unchallenged when it comes to defeat. Stay unbiased cause I'm balanced in the way that I speak. My spoken word has a reach, and it's with grace that I teach. Some even say that I preach. What's a toss of Oklahoma to a whole Georgia peach? But not silent when it comes to the beef. I'ma always handle mine, you're taking nothing from me. Fools try trick me and fool me, but I'm thick with the loyalty. A misfit and it bores me. Throw dirt on my name, but you still will not soil me. Truth is I'm real cool, energy at its peak. Don't judge me cause I'm grown if I'm a bit of a freak. I just want this platform to hit a bit of a streak, so you can get your laugh on cause I'm really a geek. You in the mix now, I got whatever you see. It's enough to go around on Dominique Speaks. Pull up a seat, grab each of Dominique Leaks. Dominique Speaks with Dominique Leaks. And the host Dominique, 7 days of the week, while I hit the street sector and I'm playing the streets. But don't you ever think I'm head to head, that ain't nothing sweet. Unless I'm in the kitchen and I'm baking the treat. Cause I'm a host with the most, and like quality eats. And obviously also capable of rocking the beat. I'm super talented, I'm challenged when it comes to defeat. Stay unbiased cause I'm balanced in the way that I speak. My spoken word is a reach, and it's with grace that I teach. Some even say that I preach. What's a toast of Oklahoma to a whole doggy chain? I'm not violent, but not silent when it comes to the beef. I'ma always handle mine, you're taking up me. Fools try trick me and fool me, but I'm thick with the loyalty. A misfit and it bores me. Throw dirt on my name, but you still will not soil me. Truth is I'm real cool, energy at its peak. Don't judge me cause I'm grown if I'm a bit of a freak. I just want this platform to hit a bit of a streak, so you can get your laugh on cause I'm really a geek.
Well, hello. Hello, everyone. How are we today? Are we doing good? We having a good Sunday? Is anybody cooking? What's going on? I haven't even... Guys, how many people don't eat breakfast? How many people don't eat lunch? I'm one of those. I'm a dinner eater. I don't usually do breakfast. I don't usually do lunch. I don't know. I don't have an appetite during the day, so I normally just eat at night. But sometimes on the weekend, I'll do like a dinner. A lunch or a breakfast. So today lunch was, what was it? Steak and eggs with some cheese toast and rice. Simple. It's a very simple lunch today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It's a rather peaceful day. What did I do today? Did you guys get your week started? Get ready for the next week. Did we do that? Well, today we are going to be today we're going to be talking about Marcus's latest video, and we're going to be doing a little review and commentary. I will not use his footage for the obvious reasons. But I definitely will react. I remember enough of what was said, what the tenor or the tone of the video was about. Lexington Felix, what's up, Dominique? Hey, Lexington, how are you today? I hope everyone is well today. So Marcus went live about an hour or so ago, and well, the first thing I recognized is you could see Marcus has lost weight in his face, and it is stress weight. So stress weight is that weight that you either lose or gain when you're going through a really rough period. And so it was pretty clear to me that whatever is going on inside the ASI bubble is really, really affecting Marcus. And that was pretty obvious, and there's really no getting around that. Um, Marcus obviously did not go into too much detail. Respectfully, I'm sure he probably has some legal advice that has suggested to him that it would be better if he did not go into if he didn't go into any specifics. Give me a second, guys. Let me cut this AC off. So yeah, like I was saying, he couldn't go into any specifics, but what Marcus said was that, generally speaking, he made. Marcus feels as if he was deceived. Marcus feels as if all of these individuals, Yaya, Ola, Taylor, I believe the other one's name is, and if I remember correctly, I think he even said feisty. But yeah, the image quality is bad. I don't know what's going on, guys. Maybe wait. Did I cut off the other switch too? No, I did not. So again, Marcus feels as if he was deceived. Marcus believes that this was a planned and coordinated attack or takedown. um, a coordinated effort to deceive him. Now, I don't know all of the facts. I barely even know the basics, as I told you all. I tune out of ASI and I tune back in as I feel needed, as I feel I need to. Um, so there are some interviews I watch. There are a lot of interviews I don't. And I miss some things. And this was one of those situations where I certainly missed a lot. But okay, so Marcus again feels as if he was, and you had a lot of people in the comments who had, and some of them were on. It says, "Hey Dominique, it sounds like Marcus is still not taking accountability." And that's from Nice for What 722. First of all, hello and welcome in Nice for What. I'm happy to have you here. And I hope that you're enjoying your Sunday and had a great weekend. And you could very well be right, because see, here's my whole thing. I was reading the comments, and a lot of the comments, I mean, well, first of all, let me just be clear. Marcus has defenders. Marcus has strong defenders. Um, and not everyone is on the hate train. Keep in mind, I'm using quotation marks, people. So not everyone is on the quote unquote hate train. You have some people who agree with Marcus. You have some people who hate Marcus, and there's not going to be anything that Marcus is going to be able to say to fix or change that. And then you have people like me who fall in that gray area, right? And that gray area is the area where we have supported Marcus and ASI for so many years that it's difficult for some of us accept um, that this might very well be and emphasis on might, but this might very well be the last days of ASI. If, of course, the reports are true and all of this. She said, nice for what 722 says, yes, my Sunday has been going great. Thank you. Hope yours has been good. Thump for West says, salute, Dom. What's shaking, Thump? What's popping? All right, so now look, here's my take on this thing. I asked Marcus a question in the comment section, and I don't know if he saw it. I don't think that Marcus watches any of the content here. But if he does happen to see this, here's the question that I asked in the comment section. And I think you will all agree that it was a great question. And the question was, Marcus, how old do you think your daughters look? How old do you think your daughters look? And is it possible for a man to tell you that they did not know that your daughter was 17? Is that possible? Could a man tell you that, Marcus, and you say, "Oh, I get it. You didn't know. Now I get it." Thumb Far West says, "Nice to miss y'all." You missed too. I think that was a great question, Marcus. How old do you think your daughters look? And the reason why I asked that, because if you compare the picture of Yaya to Marcus's daughters, does Yaya not look younger than them? She does. Marcus's daughters look similar in age. Lexington 4 says, great question, Dom. Marcus's daughters look similar in age to Yaya, although in my personal opinion, I think that Yaya looks just a little bit younger. So like if I was walking down the street and I see Yaya, I look at Yaya and think to myself, oh, okay, that's a little 15-year-old girl walking by. She's like maybe 15 or something, right? And so it begs the question, right? It begs the question, are we allowing people in the content house, in the context of the spicy content, right? The spicy videos. Are we simply allowing people to say that they are a certain age and just accepting it because we think the law allows plausible deniability? And by the way, it does not. So are we... I'm trying to be fair about this because I don't want anyone to think that whatever this commentary is, I don't want anyone to think that it comes from a place of hate. I don't want anyone to think that it has anything to do with the confrontation that me and Marcus had. I am excellent at compartmentalizing. When I tell you I have a very unique and no shade, no, but there's not a lot of people in the world who have that ability to compartmentalize. So I can parse out and separate what things are very well. Thumpman, you've been missing over in the castle. Come back in my Rose from Titanic voice. Okay, ain't that right? I know that's right. We do enjoy Thump in the castle as well. Okay, so let me know what y'all think. Does Yaya look a little bit younger than Marcus's daughters, or does she look about the same age? Put a 1 in the chat if you think she does look a little bit younger than Marcus's girls, or around the same age. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she looks older than Marcus's girls. Which would make you crazy, by the way, because that girl does not look older than none of Marcus's daughters. Lexington Felix says 1. Coco Mango says 1. What's up, Coco Mango? How you doing? Always nice to see you here. Uh, Quovatis said 3669 says 1. Miss A for what? Nice for what? 722 says 1 for sure. Okay, so then let's dissect this, because if we can all agree that Yaya either looks younger than Marcus's daughters or the same age as Marcus's daughters, then what does that say to us? What does that say? What it says to me, right, is that Marcus should have had some type of a clue that the situation was not on the up and up. Because, see, the way I'm thinking is, if I'm a dad, right, and I'm into spicy content, every young girl who comes before me, I have to compare them to my daughters. I have to use a little bit of common sense. But I have to compare them to my daughters. I would look at these girls and I would think to myself, wait a minute now, y'all, you look younger than my daughter, and my daughter's 17, or you look younger than my 16-year-old, or about my 16-year-old's age. Like, what? And so even if you show me an ID that says 18, right? Just because I know that not only can you get a fake ID and it's very easy, but they also the quality of them are really good now. I don't know why, but the connection here is horrible today. I don't know what the hell's going on. We did a live, the last live we did, what was that, Friday night. The clarity was so perfect the entire stream through. So again, I don't know what the heck's going on, but I apologize. Stick it out. Okay, so Nice for What says Marcus already know they were young. He's overly freaked out, so he didn't care. I don't want to believe that, Nice. Nice, I am in the group of people who do not want to believe that. I don't want to think that. I don't want to believe that. But I will say, for Marcus's part, in his live today, I would have liked to have heard him take more direct responsibility. But I do also understand that I'm sure he's probably under some legal advice, and that they're asking him not to speak about it in specific terms. But even without speaking in specific terms, and I'm responding to you, Red Spot 1072. Even without Marcus speaking in specific terms, I think that Marcus could have done a better job in the accountability department. Because one of the things that Marcus never addressed in that live, and I think it's the bone of contention for most people in the comment section, is the fact that he was on Bob's Queen's panel or someone's panel, and made the comment that he checked her ID and that she's definitely 18. So, oh shoot, Nice. I swear, I was not even. I'm just seeing what you just said, but you're speaking literally to what I'm talking about. The fact that he lied about checking the ID tells me he knew. Right. The fact that he lied about checking the ID, right? So let's give him grace. Let's give him grace. Y'all know I'm all for grace. Let's say he didn't actually know, right? But the fact that he lied about the checking of the ID tells me that even if he didn't know, he suspected. right? It says to me that, let me read. Okay, so Stephanie Live says, I don't believe that. I think he just moved too fast and didn't do the proper research. He also took everyone's word for it. But my question to you, Stephanie, and the people who ascribe to that belief is, does that girl look any older than his daughters? None of his daughters are 18. Stephanie, does Yaya look older than Marcus's daughter? See, this is going to be Marcus's problem. Even in the courtroom, a very smart district attorney is going to sit Marcus Ferris on the stand. They're going to pull up a picture of Yaya and they're going to look Marcus in his face and they're going to ask Marcus, does this child here look younger or older than your daughters who are 16 and 17 or 15 and 17, whatever they are? Nice for What says that Stephanie, you could tell by looking at the video that they looked young. Man, Stephanie, you ain't never lied, because I'm gonna tell you something. I couldn't even watch the video because I felt like Chin lambs being led to the slaughterhouse. I'm like, ain't no way he about to get these kids on that spicy channel. D Somler says he has to stop interviewing folks that appear to be less than 25. Request ID from everybody. Well, I won't even say that, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not the interviews that got Marcus screwed over. We live in a country where freedom of speech is still a thing, and even interviewing someone who's 17, right? 16 even, right? There is no law that says that you can't ask a series of questions to a 16 or a 17-year-old, right? There's no law that says that. And to be honest, in Georgia, there's no law saying you can't hunch on them. Feel how you feel about it? I'm only telling you what the law of this state says. So let's say Marcus had slept with Yaya. Would a crime have been committed? Nope. It would not have been a crime in the state of Georgia. The criminal action, what does become criminal activity, is when you then record the event and place the event on the internet. Now, that didn't happen in this case because, as far as we know, Marcus did not sleep with Yaya and record a video. But what he did do was that he utilized her with another individual who was, what is Ola, 30, 20, 29 or something like that, right? And you filmed a spicy scene, and that becomes the crime. That becomes a crime. It would have been better taking a. I don't want to say that, but I'm just saying. It's the spicy that's the big issue. He asks everyone if they can do a scene. He could chill on that. Stephanie, you're absolutely right. Red Spot 1072 says it means he's going to prison. I don't wish that on him. You hate to see it. You hate to see any of this even happening or going on. And my biggest wish is that he fixes whatever the issue is that causes him to find himself in so many of these. Because, see, I think the issue with you, Marcus, is you just a reckless ass nigga. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Even when you came in my house and showed your ass, like, even in this moment, I bet you can't see how reckless that was. You can't even see how reckless that was. You was in my house showing your ass. I could have got up and beat the hell out your ass in here with your own gun. I could have pistol whipped you with your own gun, bro. Literally could have did that to you. I could have did you dirty. I didn't. It's happened. I done took a gun from a nigga, pistol whipped the nigga with his own gun, threw it at him, and all that. You understand what I'm saying? And so now you upsetting me in my house, right? What if I didn't react the way I did react? What if I reacted in a way that was physically aggressive and I forced your hand and you ain't had no choice but to shoot me in my house because you know you wasn't about to let me just put beats on you? You didn't think about that? Like, what if me and this person get into it in their house and now I don't have no choice but to pull my gun out and kill Dominique? You think you was going to be able to get on YouTube and everybody was going to be okay with you killing Dominique in her own house? Because you came out your face and Dominique got in your face, and you think if you would have shot me in my damn house, the YouTube audience was just going to say, oh, well, nigga, you would have went to jail. But that's a perfect example of the recklessness, the reckless nature. And for somebody who's constantly trying to tell people like K3 and chaos and about recklessness and manning up and being responsible and all of these things, and then for you to back, I mean back to back, is you came in my house, that was reckless. And then right after that, it ain't been good since that interview, bro. You might want to pick up that phone and give me that apology, because your luck ain't been good since you came in my house. I don't know how you ain't peeping that. I don't know how you don't notice that, but your luck been bad ever since you came up in this house with that BS. Oh, Feisty is in here. Hey, Feisty, love you too, Feisty. How you doing? You still out there in Texas? You still out there in Texas, Feisty? I don't. Okay, song here says, I don't foresee prison. You can prove that the intent was not to publish CP. Well, now that's true. Dom, you're right. He is reckless. I hope he becomes more self aware. You can prove, okay. See, here's the thing about intent under the law. And I want to speak carefully because I'm not a lawyer. I just happen to be somebody that knows a little bit of something. And so I do know that there is this thing in the law that says, or this clause in the law that says, lack of knowledge, or, well, basically, lack of knowledge is no excuse in the law. Meaning, if a crime is committed, right? If a crime allegedly is committed, then you don't get to stand before the court and say, oh, well, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know that this was illegal. I didn't know that it was a crime. The law says, well, now we're going to show you what you were doing was a crime, because we've been to sentence you. And so now you know for a fact it's a crime. That's the attitude of the law. However, are you loving it out here? Oh, Lord, Feisty, does that mean I'm not finna see you again? Because we're going to have to sit down and eat and chop it up somewhere if you do come back. I got to tell you, Feisty, I did enjoy the time spent with you. I really did. I enjoyed your company. I did. I enjoyed Tragedy's company as well. You guys were great. And I don't have any complaints. I know that some people felt as if Well, not even that's neither here nor there. But the bottom line is spicy. I thank you for your the opportunity to interview you, and I didn't have any complaints about you. You gonna see me again, love? Okay, well, good. I certainly hope so. Red Spot 1072 says it correctly. That was the phrase that I was looking for. Ignorance of the law is no barrier to one's guilt or conviction for for a crime. And so that's that gray area that Marcus falls in. Do I believe that? Okay, here's what I will tell you about Marcus. I do believe that if Yaya had said to Marcus, I'm 17 years old, Marcus would not have worked with her. I will say that. Could I be wrong about that? We could be wrong about a lot of things in life. And I'm not trying to give bro an olive branch, but if you know anything about me, I believe in grace and I believe in presenting facts, not narratives. Um, and because I don't know all of the facts, does not give me a right to just kind of have a narrative, right? It'd be better to wait till all the facts come in rather than it would be to present a narrative. But what I will tell you all is that his recklessness is his weakness. And Marcus, if you hear this, get your counseling, therapy, figure out what it is that makes you so reckless at 40 years old. Because, see, here's the thing about recklessness recklessness is a behavior pattern that is usually assigned to juveniles, right? That is a behavior pattern that you normally see in boys or girls who have not developed into adulthood and maturity. Spontaneity is another sign of that. And I'm only using spontaneity because I can't think of the word that I actually want to use. When someone is, what's the word? When someone does things without thinking and they're just like really quick with it. Oh my God, the word. You ever had a word on the tip of your tongue and it's just sitting there looking at you like, uh-huh. Jupiter's opulence says, as an adult, when you look at and hear Yaya, do you see I see a baby. I'm impulsive. Thank you. Impulsivity. When you are being impulsive is a sign of immaturity. Not having the ability to take the time and ask the right questions and flush things out and make sure that everything is straight. Now, it could also be another thing, right? Maybe his impulsivity is not based upon his lack of adult maturity, although I personally think it is, but that's my opinion. But maybe it's just a thing where, you know what? I'm going to get this bag. I'm going to run this bag up. I got this opportunity to get the bag. You know what I'm saying? I just spent all of this money on vacation. I'm sure he probably dropped a few thousand. I spent this money on vacation. You know what I'm saying? My whole crew is gone. I got rid of Feisty and everyone. So now I have to quickly regroup. I can't waste any time whatsoever. I don't even have time for checking IDs. I don't got time to think any of this through. I just need to run this bag up as quickly as I can. I got this little girl Yaya here. I don't. And again, I'm speaking from what may be Marcus's perspective, right? I got this young, pretty girl here. Granted, she looks a little young, but okay. She says she's 18. Whatever. We'll go with it and hope for the best. Um, he may have been thinking that way. D. Sumler says he always saying risk it to the biscuit. Some biscuits ain't worth the risk. Oh, I know that you got me effed up because I ain't risking ish for no biscuit. I'm so sorry. Maybe some cornbread. I ain't about to risk it for the biscuit. That is crazy. But okay, so that impulsivity, that recklessness, that lack of concern for possible consequence, all of these different things, lack of concern for possible consequences, all of these different things point to a mental defect. It points to something being wrong in here. And I'm not saying you're crazy, but something's not right here. There is something that is blocking your ability to understand that you're making decisions that don't fare well with your business. And then you said you asked the question in your live, do you think you said why would I do that? That would be bad for my business. Do you think that I would willingly do something like that? It doesn't benefit me to do that. And that's true, Marcus. It doesn't benefit you to do that. It is and will be a detriment to your business. But the question of whether or not you would do it knowing those things, the answer to that question is absolutely yes. And it may not be yes for you specifically, but it is yes for a lot of people because, I mean, think about it. Did R. Kelly not think that he was risking a multi-million-dollar business when he was pissing on 13-year-old kids? Did Bill Cosby think that he was not taking any risk to his business when he was popping Quaaludes into 54 different women's drinks? Did Jussie Smollett think that he was not risking $1 million career in film if he were to get on Beyonce's internet and make the outlandish claim that he made and was turned and we learned that it was fake? Would Bill Clinton risk a lucrative political career to hang out on Epstein Island? Would Bill Gates risk a billion-dollar empire, a multi-billion-dollar empire, to be caught up in the Jeffrey Epstein web? That argument doesn't fly, bro. That argument doesn't fly because we've seen too many times in history where people have been willing to risk it all. Tiger Woods. Great points. Right. Tiger Woods. Impulsivity. And this is what makes it a mental problem, because you would be willing to risk all of those things for that secondary moment of financial satisfaction. And the reason why I think that you might make that calculation, Marcus, and mind you, Marcus, I want to be wrong, so don't take this the wrong way. I hope I'm right what I'm saying. But the reason I feel the way that I feel is because I know what you think of your subscribers. You think they're pieces of shit. I know what you think of them. I know that you think that you have the kind of subscribers who wouldn't mind watching CP. So on the content side, there was going to be a little risk for you. The greater risk for you was going to be the legal side. So since you come across as so content driven, I have to imagine that you probably put the content or even your personal whatever, you know. Um, and so I think that even if you do kind of calculate something, Marcus, if in the end of the calculation, you still come up with the idea that the content is going to be successful. When you made that video after we had that confrontation and you said, you know, no worries about the interview or whatever, that interview was a 1 out of 10. And if you know, you know. Well, I do know 1 out of 10 basically means that, I mean, in the context of content creation, a 1 out of 10 means that that video was doing exceedingly well. It was received well, rated well. It was, you know, that video, our interview, I'm sure did go through the roof. So yeah, that was a 1 out of 10 for sure. But what that says to me, right? Because you were so focused about the fact that the video was the 1 out of 10 that it never crossed your mind that you might have fucked with somebody that you might have not wanted to fuck with. Like, you didn't even think about that. That like, did that thought just not even cross your mind? You were just so focused on the fact that it was a 1 out of 10 that it didn't even dawn on you that, wait a minute, I just walked into a pretty good person's house and I may have really hurt their feelings. Now, you didn't. Good thing for you, I got rid of feelings a long fucking time ago. They make you weak. So, no, we don't do those. So, no, you damn sure did not hurt my feelings. But just the fact that you would not have known that, and you were willing to take the risk to do that, and then be happy about the fact that it gave you a highly rated video. Bro, giving you grace is hard. I ain't gonna lie. Giving you grace is hard. Reds. Okay, so Nice for What says at Reds. Yup, and I can't even watch Adrian. He's too much. Yeah, Adrian Bronner is absolutely similar to Marcus in so many ways. I see a lot of the same characteristics, the recklessness, the childishness, and then you want to walk around here with all that goddamn gray hair on your face, but you're not acting like a man with wisdom. Usually when you see that color hair on someone, you're expecting a greater level of adult responsibility. You're expecting a greater level of caution, right? And you're expecting someone with gray hairs on their face might have a little bit of wisdom. But it's clear, Marcus, that you don't. It's clear you don't. I haven't even heard you talk about the content house, and I'm not interested. So let's just but I haven't heard you even talk about it anymore. Is it even still a thing at this point? And see, this is the problem with timing, because bro, when you got back from vacation, I was expecting for you to pick up the ball and run with it. Dunk it, get the rebound, all that. I was expecting for you to get off a vacation and move straight into actually getting that content house off the ground, whether I had anything to do with it or not. That is what I would have expected for you to do. And you've been spiraling since you got back from vacation, and it's fucking crazy. It's really crazy. You've just been spiraling. And to see you the way I saw you today on that live, looking despondent, sad, stressed, emotionally withdrawn. Quobatis says he knew she was underage. See, I don't. And I get why you would assume that and think that. I can understand that because, quite frankly, there was nothing about that girl, nothing, zero, that gave 18. Nothing. Her body didn't say 18. The way she spoke didn't give 18. Her face didn't give 18. That girl barely gave 15, if I'm being honest. But she definitely did not give 18. Um, but again, Marcus may have made the calculation that, you know what, the people who view this video, they're going to look at this little girl and they're going to be thinking to themselves, dang, could she really be 18? But hey, you know my audience, we're all in the gutter. They're not going to care. Because if Marcus honestly thought that members in his audience would care about that sort of thing, would he even take the risk to begin with? Would he even risk it? Of course not. We know he wouldn't. Why would you? But if you're making the calculation that you have an audience base that is as scummy as you, and I mean, just think about it. The comment section, if you was on that live video, the comment section was crazy. You had this one dude in there, he commented, I met my girl when she was 15. He said, I met my girl when she was 15. I was 30. Today she's my wife. I met my girl when she was 15. I was 30. Today, she is my wife. So now I guess so y'all gonna start letting y'all daughters date a 30-year-old at 15 because they might end up married. You're gonna be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, maybe it's gonna just turn into a whirlwind love story. What the hell? Okay, Tizzy says that coming into your house that day for the interview will not, bro, dumb. That over, yes, right, straight up, yes, 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 yes. I agree with that. Marcus Graves come from street stress, not wisdom. Nice for what? You know what? You almost made me bust out laughing. Yeah. Her braces. But again, the thing that's going to screw Marcus up the most if he's ever placed on a stand is if a prosecutor worth their weight in gold gets Marcus in that box and puts the biggest picture of Marcus's daughters up and the biggest picture of Yaya up and says, Mr. Ferris, which one of these three girls looks 17? Because if I'm the prosecutor, that's what I would do. I will put both of Marcus' daughters' pictures up. Big, huge. I'm talking 10 by 10. And then I would put a big picture of Yaya, same size. And I would say, Mr. Ferris, of these three girls, which of them looks 17 to you? And I will wait for him to tell me that his daughter does. And I would say that's interesting, Mr. Ferris, because in my opinion, this little girl here, Yaya, looks younger than your daughter. Do y'all realize that that case will be over right then and there? Like, whew, that would end that case immediately. But again, I don't know the facts. I only know barely the basics. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to come to you hard. I probably should. And if I did, I would have every right. but this is not. I'm trying to be objective, but also real at the same time. So I'm trying to not, I don't want to come at you, Marcus, like on some crazy, like I'm just like trying to, whatever the case may be. But in the course of talking about this, I will be honest. So teacher says, wow, facts. His oldest looks mature in the face. So definitely she appears older. Thank you, T Trainer. That's all he had to do was compare Yaya to his daughter. All he had to do was he was told Yaya, girl, I got a whole 17-year-old. I know what a 17-year-old look like. You 17. You might be 16. Tizzy says true, and even his youngest daughter could pass for 18, but she still got to show ID. Just saying, you ain't know his youngest daughter could pass for 18. You're absolutely right. They're built different from Yaya. They're, respectfully, they're built different from Yaya. And Yaya has a body that is still in development, clearly still in development. Very much so, clearly still in development. I think the best thing that Marcus, I don't know, this Marcus, you making all this money. See, that's your problem too, Marcus. You just one greedy bastard. That's another problem of yours. You're a greedy son of a bitch. Because no, I don't want to call you a son of a bitch because that's calling your mother something, and I take that back. It's a term we tend to use, but in this context, I'm going to take it back because I don't want to be the person, even unintentionally, saying something offensive about people, a mom. But you are definitely something else, sir, because yeah, you're really something else. And I don't know why, like your biggest one of your biggest problems is you're very stingy and greedy for money. And that's why you were so willing to come in my house and violate me the way you did, because you knew it was going to be a 1 on 10. So your whole thing is you really don't give a damn about nothing as long as the content is straight. And that's very troublesome, to say the least. I might as well put my AC back on because this image is still acting weird any damn way. And this is getting a little too. It's 76 degrees in here. We ain't doing that. Okay, so yeah, your calculations, you need PR, bro. You need PR. You shouldn't have even got on that live today because the mumbo jumbo and it didn't hit right. Like you would have did a much better job saying, you know what? There's no secret that the recent events regarding Yaya has put me in a possible legal situation. I cannot get fully into detail about exactly what is going on, but what I can tell you all is that moving forward, I intend to make sure that anyone participating in that content site is 21 years old. You probably still want to deal with 18, 19, but if I was you, Marcus, for the spicy content, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Make that limit 21. 18 is not even good. You know why? Because there are some 15-year-olds who can look 18. Yaya just was not one of them. Taylor was just not one of them. And so because that age is so close in proximity to the death zone, that zone where your career could die because you was reckless, you should probably not even want to do any content in the 18 to 20 range. Just start with 21. Marcus, this is Atlanta. You will never starve looking for 21-year-olds who want to do spicy content. You don't need 17. You don't need 18. You don't need 19. There is plenty of 21, 22. This is Atlanta. Atlanta is the most content driven state I've ever lived in. Whether it is social media content, whether it is spicy content, Atlanta, there is a huge market out here for it. So you don't have to scour the streets looking for anybody not 21 for spicy content. Let's check some comments. Nice for what says Marcus came live to test water, see if he still has people inside. Still does. He does. His numbers haven't dropped as far as his subscriber base. I'm still subscribed, but of course I'm subscribed from a different angle, right? So, and based upon the comments, you had a lot of people in his comments talking about, oh, F the haters going to hate. And I'm just like, really? I only hear this from us, y'all. I don't hear this from Mexicans. I don't hear it from white people. I don't hear it from the Asians. But it's something about us, black people, that anytime we try to bring accountability to a situation, you're automatically a hater. You're automatically a hater. You could literally see a man beating the hell out of somebody's 80-year-old grandmother, taking a bag, ripping her pearls off her neck, and you go to jump in her defense, right? And you have some of his bros, some of his niggas talking about, man, mind your business. What you hating on bro for? He out here trying to get his little money up. You hating for? And I don't know why we do that. Everything is not hate. Sometimes people actually do give a F about what the hell is going on. Now, sometimes it is hate. But it ain't hate all the time. Nice for what says, when he came in Vibes Clean live and asked what age would people feel like would be the proper age for that, we all said 21, and he still blew everyone off. And now look at the pickle he's in. Wow, pickle. I hope there was no pun intended. Marcus is in a pickle. Really? Lexington Felix says fact. But yeah, not being able to take good advice. And this constant thinking he's above it all. I don't know, bro. I might want to have a sit down with you off camera. Maybe we after an interview. Let me chop it up with you, bro. Cause you doing too much, man. Tizzy says those are the peoples that think negativity is good. They are out there in big numbers. They are, and I wasn't prepared for how big the number was. But that's why I think. But that big number is what contributes to Marcus's recklessness. Marcus knows that he has an audience base that's pretty locked in. Y'all remember when Donald Trump said, oh God, I hate that I even said that nigga full name. Y'all remember when DT said that he could shoot somebody in front of Macy's window and MAGA would still hold him in office? I want y'all to know he was right. I want y'all to know that DT was 100% right. It might have been hyperbole, but he was 100% right. If Donald Trump had shot someone in front of Macy's window, Donald Trump could still have been elected into the presidency. I mean, 54 felonies didn't stop him, so why would one great big felony stop him? Do you know how Tone's kids are doing? S. Wilson 7177. I can't say that I know in a personal way, but what I will tell you is that the last time I spoke with Ileana, they were doing well. According to her, they were doing well. I certainly hope they're doing well. So some beautiful kids. Um, but absolutely, they are out here in big numbers defending, bro. And see, my whole thing is I don't want to defend you, bro, because I don't know all of the facts. And I also don't want to denigrate you or drag you because I don't know all of the facts. But that middle ground is where we all should be. Everybody should at least be in the middle ground. The middle ground is down that says we do not know all the facts. We need to give this brother a little bit of grace until we know all of the facts. However, there are some facts that we do know, right? And we can address those facts. We talked about how Yaya appeared. We talked about Marcus's lack of willingness to take accountability. And so those are factual things that we can dissect. The man, okay, nice for what says the man said grab them by the coochie and he's sitting up in the White House again. Exactly. And I said that to say that the same way Trump knew his base, Marcus knows his base. So if you're one of those dedicated supporters of ASI, just understand that if you follow Marcus's spicy content, whatever you see on good or bad is because Marcus does not think that you be offended by it. Is he right? Do we have an ASI supporter in here that doesn't mind like speaking? Get in this comment section and let me know what you think about what I feel, what I said when I just said Marcus knows his subscribers. Well, first of all, let me separate subscriber from supporter. Not every supporter. Okay, let me put it this way. Every supporter is a subscriber, but not every subscriber is a supporter. Does that make sense? I'll say it again. Every supporter is a subscriber, but not every subscriber is a supporter. So you do have some people who watch the channel just so that they can see what's going on, compile a database of fuckery for future reference, if there's ever a trial, if there's ever some, whatever. Trump is the best example. Look at let me tell you something. When it comes to celebrities, when it comes to CCs, there are people who will follow these people through the gates of hell. Happily. Gladly. OG Lady Moon says, I can't ignore the fact that one of Marcus's old interviews named Juicy said, keep your kids away from Marcus because he likes to mess around with young girls. Why would she say that? Ooh. Oop. Well, I didn't know that. I told y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it got to be thousands of videos that Marcus made that I never saw. Thousands. Marcus has about 2,400 videos on here. And I could easily say it's at least 2,000 I never saw. The quality of the live sucks. I feel like I'm going blind. You know what you should do? I must stay focused. You should watch the video with your eyes closed. Because that's what I would do. Yeah, I would close my eyes, lay down. It would be more like a listening podcast. Because there's really nothing that I can do about it. I'm so sorry, must stay focused. And I appreciate you being here. And also, you know I'm kidding with you, by the way. Oh, good. LOL, that's a good one. So you know I was okay, yeah. I'm literally just kidding with you. I appreciate you and I'm so sorry about that. Um, let me see something. Yeah, but that's the thing. Even like if you're not using it, it might be better to just completely disconnect it because it's still like you have to actually be doing something on there for it to pull internet power. Like it'll still pull it. Because one of the things that I remember in the clarity of the video the other day is I was the only person in here. Um, and then I never had any streaming issues. So yeah, that might be. Okay, Mustang says no need to apologize. I was just saying, but I'm here for you, and I'm so glad you are. It's so weird, y'all. I don't understand what this even be because I'll have days when there's literally no picture image at all, no sound quality issue, nothing. My live on Friday when I did the story time, and if you didn't do that, see that story time about how a peanut butter and jelly sandwich almost cost me my life. You should probably check that live out. That story time out. It was awesome. Run an internet speed test on Google. I mean, crap, I could run the damn test, but I mean, I literally know that it's slow. The internet in this area is really bad, and I'm working on switching to a different internet provider. Um, I keep forgetting to make that. I did make the call the other day, and yeah, imagine being on hold. I was literally on hold for a whole hour, and then they're like, "We got to transfer you to somebody else." I'm like, "Man, f y'all." I was so frustrated. It was like I was just over it. But I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna get two separate internet boxes in this house. So there's gonna be one on one side of the house, and then one on the other side. And because I think that there's just too much stuff connected. It's too much, and it's killing me. It's killing me, and it's killing my ability to do what I need to do. Um, so yeah. You know what I wish y'all? I wish there was a way to talk to y'all on a live that was private, right? But of course, lives can't be private. But I really wish that YouTube had a live feature where you could do a private live that only certain people, and I know they have like a members only kind of thing. That's not what I'm talking about. But I wish that there was a way to do a live where you invite in specific subscribers. Cause I got something I want to talk to y'all. Like I need y'all opinion about something that kind of like been frustrating me, like just nagging my brain. And just like I wish I could do that kind of live, and I could just talk to y'all and get y'all opinion. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just say fuck it, and we just going ahead and just maybe one day this week I just break it all down and just like see what y'all think. Cause I don't know. I'm kind of like I don't know. But anyway, back to this whole Mr. Marcus thing. Um. So yeah, accountability is missing. You know, we don't want to hear like these generalizations like I got to do better. Like that's a general question. What do you got to That's a general statement. What do you got to do better at? Another question I asked Marcus in the chat don't think he saw it. I don't know if he saw it, but the question was, last 7 days, what is the one thing you regret the most? And I wanted to see if he would comment not checking IDs. But then I guess he wouldn't be able to say that because he went on Vibes Queen and said he did check the ID. And then you're blaming them and you're saying they set you up, but you're Mr. Marcus and you're supposed to be like you like the street oracle. So somebody like you who's done like 2,400 street interviews, you've been in these streets, all up and down, corner to corner, interacting with you don't know when you're around snakes. How could somebody get the upper hand on you like that? You didn't have no clue. You didn't know. I mean, cause I'm going up with what you said, Marcus. You said that you was deceived. Interesting you should use that word too, because that's how I felt when you pulled up with that bullshit. I felt deceived. Because you know that I didn't think that interview was what that interview was going to be. You know that I didn't think that. You know that wasn't my expectation. It was your expectation, but it was not mine. Did you deceive me? Was you being deceitful? Was you being deceitful? Was that not deceitful? I can't stand a mother effer that could see everybody's wrong but their own. They could see where everybody else is wrong. They could see all your problems. They can tell you about your problems. They'll even give you advice about your problems. But they can't see a goddamn thing that they do that's wrong. When he used that word deceitful, my eyes shot up like, what the hell? Nigga, you literally one of the most deceitful people on YouTube. How did some kids out-deceive you? You got out-deceived by some kids? Not even possible. He took no responsibility. Lexington says he took no responsibility, showed no remorse, and deflected. Once he started deflecting and blaming everyone else, that's when the comments went sour. Everyone was looking, thank you. Thank you, because most of us, even me, like, we really don't want to hate Marcus. Right? I don't want to hate Marcus. I don't want to hate anyone, to be honest with you. I'm just naturally not someone given to the feeling of hate. But what we were looking for was accountability in a really strong, unmistakable way. And there's a way to do that and still meet your legal obligations to not be saying too much. Because if this situation ends up in court, that live today is going to be played in court. That live will be played in court. If I'm the prosecutor, that live gets played in court because the jury needs to see that this adult takes zero accountability, blames the quote unquote, because I don't know, blames the alleged victim, deflects, and no, it's, oh, shoot, y'all. I knew what I was talking about. Now, look how clear the image is. Do y'all see that? Does anybody see how much the image cleared up? He also lied to them kids, talking about he has 7 subscribers. Yaya didn't know what she was getting into. She's a victim. Oh my God. See, I didn't even know that. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Wait. Stephanie. Oh, hey, lady, 1056. who says, "Hey, chat, y'all say hi to Lady 1056. How you doing?" But Stephanie, you said he also lied to me kids about he has 3 to 7 subscribers. Yaya didn't know what she was getting into. She's a victim. Are you serious? Because if that's true, that makes it so much more egregious. So much more egregious. Dom, and this is from OG Lady Moon, who says, Dom, you dealt with Marcus gracefully when he fired at you with his subliminal disrespectful comments toward you. Look at him now. I was just telling you earlier today, a few people said, you know what, Dominique, ever since that nigga walked into your house that day, everything has gone downhill. I wonder how different things would have been if he would have walked in here with just a little bit more respect. And I'm not one of these people who likes to say God don't play about me. I hate to hear people say that because the truth of the matter is God don't play about none of his kids. But now what I will say is that some of God's kids have a certain type of heart. And I know I have that heart. There's a certain type of heart that God really loves. That giving spirit, that empathetic spirit, that loving spirit, that caring spirit. I know that that's how my heart is shaped. So yes, I gotta believe that if you play with me a little too much, I gotta think that God is going to not be pleased. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's not gonna be pleased. The fact that he has 2 young daughters is just mind-boggling. Okay, hey lady. Okay. I know that's right. The fact that he has 2 young, yeah, it is mind-boggling, and it absolutely does make it even more like harder for him to get out of, ironically. If he only has sons, he might be able to make the argument that, what do I know? I got sons. I don't. But you have 2 daughters, and both of your daughters look older than Yaya. Sir, both of your daughters look older than Yaya. Even the name Yaya, like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, if you're a grown man, could you even date a woman who goes by the name of Yaya? Because it's such a juvenile nickname, right? Look at little Yaya. Go Yaya. Okay, look at Yaya jumping rope. All right, Yaya. Look at Yaya hitting the nay-nay. Y'all see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? Like, how do you meet a girl whose age is at the very best, you could say that it's inconclusive, right? You don't know their age, but they tell you their name is Yaya, which you know is not going to be a birth name, right? And you know that a grown woman is probably not going to want to be called Yaya unless she's one of these ghetto hood rat types. Yaya just gives very much like, I'm getting out of junior high school next week. It gives that. I'm sorry. And then that's another thing too, Marcus. Stop letting us know these people by nicknames. We don't mind knowing their nickname, but we need to know these people by their regular name. We need at least one government. You ain't gotta give first and last, but at least give give that first government name. And here's the reason why I say that. Because if all we know is this person's name is Yaya, right? Let's say like when the missing thing happened, right? If how do I say this? I'm trying to make a little bit of sense. Okay. It just to me makes sense that if you're doing that type of business, right? Spicy, that we're not identifying people by these nicknames, because if something happens or something comes up or a similar story develops, and some of the sleuths need to do a little deep diving and digging to try to come up with stuff. It's a lot more difficult when you have names like Yaya and Ola and this. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all get what I'm saying, even if I'm not necessarily saying it in the most eloquent way. Teacher says I'm listening away from my class. Wilson 7177. We got fam. You know what? Now I done told y'all about this before. I done told y'all about this effery before. Cause you coming up in here acting like y'all know my eyes ain't bad. And got me squinting at this phone, trying to read these little letters on these damn names y'all coming up with. Now I don't know who the F told you that your name need to have 6 consonants, 7 damn vowels, and 5 punctuation marks. But I'm going to tell you something right now in the name of the good Lord Jesus. If Dominique is going to be reading comments, I'm going to be needing to read comments that have names attached to them that have less than 10 characters. Because some of you too much. Some of y'all doing too much. Why is your name a sentence? See, I'm not even replying to you. Nope. Now I'm just playing with y'all. Let me scroll back and read what my friend said. And when I do that, y'all, I promise I'm just kidding, y'all. Even if it sound like I'm serious, I swear to y'all, it's just the way I kid. I ain't even noticed that K Duckworth was in the building. What's up, K? Let me go back to Family Craze. Okay, we got Daisy Kicks in here, huh? All right. Fan McCray. Okay, Fan McCree 016109 says LOL. Oh, you probably knew I was talking about you. Oh no, I know why you was laughing. That was the other thing. But yeah, Fan McCray. What's that? What's them numbers? I be wondering what y'all's numbers be. What's them numbers at the end of y'all's names? That's your passcode? That's how I get in your bank account? OMG. Pure Integrity says God works through kids, donkeys, etc. to do whatever is necessary, period, as Spicy says. I'm just saying. Oh, I agree with that. If God can send a message by a mule, he'll send a message by anyone. So I believe that. And he'll use anyone. That's why I type in cap so hard to see. Okay, child, my eyes ain't the best. Lord. And then I be throwing my shades on, trying to look a little something. You know what I mean? It doesn't help. It says, if it looks like a baby chick without a second look, check without a second look. Just treat it gently like a baby chick and not like a full-grown chicken. He was adamant that the one guy that was in the Jeep wasn't 21. Mickey's Learning Academy 8475 says, what's up, Dominique in chat? What's good, Mickey? Okay, so jumping back to OG Lady Moon. I totally agree with those first couple sentences. And then where you get to the part where it says he was adamant the one young guy that was in the Jeep wasn't 21. Who were you talking about? Because I'll tell you something. I remember as far back as, let me tell you something. God got away that's mighty sweet. God tried to save Marcus a month ago. And I'm going to tell y'all how. And y'all go on and clip this up if you're a content creator, because this is a point I haven't seen no other content creator make. But God tried to save Marcus from this situation a month ago, and here's how. Y'all remember J3? I know y'all remember J3. J3 was the little nigga that was riding around with Feisty and them, little light skinned boy. And I remember right after that live was over, texting Marcus or commenting to Marcus. Did I shoot him a direct text or was it in a comment? I like to be as accurate as I can. It doesn't really matter, but just for accuracy. But anyway, I do know that I said to Marcus, I said, Marcus, there is no way J3 is 18 years old. Please be very careful. When J3 got locked up, that was Marcus's out. And the reason why I say that is because I already know Mark. First of all, you look at J3, he light skinned, right? He's a handsome young man, right? He's a cute little young man, right? You and me both know that the minute Marcus set eyes on that little boy, all he saw was spicy. You know that. He couldn't wait to get that little boy in bed with, he probably would have had that little boy in bed with Aquita. He'd have had that little boy in bed with tried to get him in bed with Kay. He would have had that little boy in bed with as many people as he was willing to get in bed with for that little bit of chump change. Right? But he ended up getting locked up. And we know it would have happened because the spicy conversation did come up when J3 was on cam. That was a topic of discussion. So we know he was spitting a steamroll rush, that little nigga, into the cheapest, nastiest hotel room he could find. And get him laid up and get to doing all of that spicy. And what would have happened is that the same way we found out that Yaya was 17, I believe we would have found out that J3 is more like 15 or 16. I remember J3. He so-called stole from the crew. He looked younger than 16. Exactly. That's him, J3. I can't think of his name. Wi-Fi lagging, or it may be mine. No, that was definitely mine. But it's back now. I was wondering what those numbers meant too. Okay. Did y'all be putting y'all credit card numbers up there? Because let me know, because I need some new things. Dumb numbers is YouTube because the name is taken. Oh, okay. Got you. Damn, somebody else took some of them names? I would have thought some of them. Oh, good luck, but okay. I have no idea. You crack me up, dumb. Don't change. I won't. I tell people that one of the biggest signs that I like you, love you, or care about you is if you find that I go out my way to make you laugh a lot. And I really love my subscribers. Like, I really F with y'all. So when y'all pull up on me, absolutely, at some point in every cast, you will be cackling and cracking up. Yes, that's true. And Mickey's Learning Academy says, do y'all remember Mr. ASI saying that he was a warlock? That told me all that I needed to know. I never heard him say that. If I'd ever heard him say that, I don't even think I would have wanted to work with him at all. Because I don't work with people. I don't even, like, none of us are perfect. We all are bad. We're effing bad, right? It is what it is. We are all sinners. Some sin differently from others. But none of us are perfect. If you look at the way the Bible describes us, none of us shape out too well. Okay? It's why Jesus had to come back and die for us. Okay? That's how terrible humans are. That it literally took a whole human to die in order for us to receive grace and all this other stuff. So, but that's it. You know, it's one thing to be a sinner who still loves the Lord and is hopeful that they can reach a, they have a more whole relationship with God, right? That's very different from being a person who just decides, I'm a warlock, I'm a witch, or I'm just going to get into the black magic of it all. Because to me, when you do that, that's not just a sin. That is a full-throated acceptance of Satan, of the devil. Um, OG Lady Moon says, T Train says, I like you too, Dom. You're a real one. Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely gonna try to stay humble on here too. Cause I can see just watching some other CCs and listening to some other CCs, and I just be floored by the lack of humility. But whatever. Marcus mistakes. Marcus mistake. Well, first mistake is first exploited. Marcus mistakes. First, exploiting the vulnerable, needy people. Second, reciting biblical scripture in order to. How can a warlock do biblical scripture though? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Um, Using God's children and believing He's untouchable. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Those sound about right. And Mickey says that he definitely said it. And you're right, none of us are perfect, yet warlocks are demons and operate from darkness. Right. It's like us people who might sin and we're not, God doesn't look at demons. God does not think that you're a demon just because you're not living according to the word. You understand what I'm saying? God doesn't think you're a demon until you tell him you're a demon. So once you say I'm a warlock, you telling God you're a demon. And you can recite as many as you write, because the devil could quote scripture too, Lexington. You could quote and recite as many scriptures as you darn well please. But it absolutely does not and will not make a lick of a difference. Guys, I think we had a long enough live. We're pulling up on 2 hours. So as we get ready to exit in the next 5 to 10 minutes, if anyone has any questions, now would be a great time. Last comments and things like that. Let's get them all in. We got 5 or 10 minutes left. Just don't think, T Trainer says, I just don't think how he expects all of our minds to be in alignment with him. That's crazy. Yeah, T, that's what gets me. And it's like either he miscalculated or overcalculated his subscriber base, or there are people who are more flawed in life than I would like to think or believe. Because it's no way in hell that people could think that this is cool. And then I see, like, even the people that take up for his comments in his live, they were saying stuff like, that ain't your fault, bro. She lied to you. These bitches, these bees be lying. But to the men, because you know, usually when you see those kind of comments, they're going to be coming from men. Because usually it's the women who stand their ground when it comes to those issues, right? But I guess there's been a change in that too, because even there was some women, and then it's like, y'all must be some severely broken, disturbed, unresolved issues of abuse having women. But then that's not unusual, because if you think about our community, right? Let's not act like we don't know situations where you got the mom who's got the 15-year-old daughter, and her daughter is a drug dealer, and maybe he's like got 20 years on her. You know what I'm saying? So he's like damn near 40 years old, dating the 16-year-old daughter, and the mama doesn't have a problem with it because he's breaking her up and he's bringing bags of food in the house. You know what I'm saying? And that's one letter she got to worry about fending for. She ain't got to worry about buying her no clothes because her boy, you know, she's 16. She got a sugar daddy. He the plug. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying. Mama want to smoke. He dropping off free bags of weed stuff to her. You know what I'm saying? And all that kinds of. Let's don't pretend that these things don't happen in our community. Let's don't pretend. These moms be in survival mode, Eric Goldberg. So it is nothing unusual about that. It's not even a hidden secret in the black community that this goes on. This is not a hidden thing. And it is not an unusual thing. And let's also not pretend. One moment. And let's also not pretend that you have some black mothers who encourage their daughters to date older guys. You have some black mothers, if their daughter come home with, let's say their daughter's 16, and they come home with a little 16-year-old boy, right? Maybe he ain't the best 16-year-old boy, but you know, he's still her peer, right? You got some mothers that will be like, see, that's why I keep telling you, leave them little boys alone. You see how that little MFer came up in here sagging his pants, smelling like weed? I keep telling you, leave these little dusty ass young niggas alone. They ain't got nothing for you. What can that little nigga do for you? What can that little nigga do for you? He can't do nothing for you. He ain't got nothing for you. He ain't got nothing for himself. Pretty as you are, you need to be dating a lawyer. Girl, you bad. I raised you. You pretty. You fine. You got a nice body on you. What you running around here dealing with these little wet behind the ears? You need to be with an athlete, a lawyer. You could pull a doctor. Don't pretend that those mothers don't exist. They exist. They do. OG Lady Moon said many males date women who feel they can't be alone just to get next to their kids, boys and girls. Absolutely. So true. It doesn't have to be a girl. You're absolutely right. He went live to get more money up. Did you wait the day? Wait a minute. It just jumped up. He went live to get more money up. Did you contribute? I don't know who you asking that to, but I ain't contribute. I don't send men money. I'm sorry. I don't do that. Back in the day, it was nothing for a high school girl to have a grown man picking her up from high school in a Cutlass Sierra. Right. You didn't even say Sierra, but I knew the brand. A Cutlass Sierra, a Cutlass Supreme. Yeah, because we've seen it. Like, that was just like a thing. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that the times have changed. Those things still happen. We just live in a world where there's a little bit more awareness and people are less accepting. So it's a little bit more hidden than it was in the 90s. But it's not hidden to the point where you can't tell. Sometimes when you out in the street, you see a young girl with a grown man. The girl looks like she's 16, 17. She's, on the train, sitting on the train with a grown man or walking down the street with a grown man. And it could be easy to think, oh, okay, well, that's just a father with his daughter, maybe some uncle with his niece. No, that's a whole effing couple. That's a whole couple. Yes. That's a whole couple. Lil Nene is dating Pawpaw. Yeah, Nene and Pawpaw. That's a whole couple. D. Sumner said that was me. Okay, I know that's right. But look, the older you can tell somebody something, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what it is. You've been there. I'm wondering, maybe this is a good time since we on. Should I just go into this story time? I mean, we here. Let's just rock out another. I think I can get through this story time in 45 minutes. And D. Somler, this story time comes from your last comment when you said that was me, because you just made me want to be honest about something. So we're gonna get off of Marcus and move into a story time. I guess I should call this story time gay I yeah, I don't know what to call this, but the story's gonna be bizarre. I'm 17 years old. I am embracing my. I'm coming to terms with the fact that I like guys, but I don't have the type of access to guys in my neighborhood and in my community, because these are all straight guys, and pretty soon you learn why I'm air quoting that. These are all straight guys. They're all homophobic, and I'm scared to choose up on any, and they ain't choosing up on me. So I'm going to take the hour plus trip to the West Village area of New York City, where all of the young gays go to be free. And the Village in the late 80s and 90s was the place to be if you were young and gay. Or if you were young and bi, or young and curious, or young and unsure, or young and straight, but questioning. The West Village in New York was the place to go. Now, here's the thing about the West Village. It has a section called the Piers. The piers have been cleaned up over the years. So the pier that I'm about to speak to you about is not the same pier that you would come across today. Because the pier that I'm speaking to you about in the West Village, so it's this area where, there's this body of water. I forget which river it is. I forget which river it is that runs through there. But basically, all of the young gays go down there to just kind of hang out, chill, hook up, get your Team 304 on, but with your peers. With your peers, usually you identify with each other, and you identify with the fact that, hey, we came all the way down here to enjoy our gay selves freely, because in our neighborhoods, you wasn't going to just be prancing around, and you know what I mean? It was a whole different time. So again, you go down to the piers at the West Village. I'll never forget my very first time I went down there. My eyes could not believe what they saw. Because the very first thing you saw when you got down to the pier was that they had a nudist area. Now, granted, the nudist area was an all-adult area. But the minute you walk down there, right? And keep in mind that when you got off that train, because I would have to take the number 2 train, it was about an hour. And when you got off that train, you had to walk. It was like maybe a 7 or 8 block walk that you would take from the train station to the part where you get down the hill, because all the streets are downward hills. And the anticipation would be building the whole effing time, because you knew that you was about to get your gay life. Um, there was going to be music playing. People were going to be voguing and dancing. There was always going to be some kind of entertainment. Um, people were going to be, people would bring out alcohol and weed or whatever, you know what I mean? And so you would get tipsy or whatever, you know. And and for the most part, people got along. Everyone was friendly. People loved on each other in the village. But when you got down that hill, or as you walked down that hill, your anticipation would be building because you knew it was going to be a crazy night. My very first time, now mind you, this was in the daytime, my very first time going down to the village. And the very first thing that I saw when I got down there was about 50 grown men, butt naked, suntanning. It's like 50 laid out, bucky naked. When I tell you these mother effers ain't have a band-aid on, all you saw was a bunch of glizzies sticking up in the air, being baked by the sun. Now, I'm 17. I'm 17. My eyes are going berserk. Mind poof. I had never been. How I learned about the village was a conversation with another peer in the community, in my neighborhood, who was also kind of in the life, but he was a little bit closeted, right? And he's like, one day, it's like, yo, you got to get down to the pier. It'd be lit. Man, everything, like, we'd be having so much fun out there. And that's how I learned about it. But, okay, so, mind you, and again, this happens on the first day. Because when I got down there, it was daytime. I believe I cut school. I was in high school that day. And I cut school that day to go down to the village. Ain't that some shit, Sean? I cut school to go down to the village and hang out in the village and be with the gays. Well, that's what I did. And so, but now here's where the story time comes in. Now it's getting late at night. They've closed the nudist part. All of those people have left. A lot of my peers, they're all getting back on trains. We got school the next day. Actually, we did not have school the next day because this was actually, no, yeah, we did because that, wait, whoa, yes, we did. We did have school the next day. So everyone is getting back on the train. It's the last week of school before Christmas holiday. That was what the confusing part was because I remember that this took place during Christmas holiday. Okay, and so on this night, keep in mind we're talking about 2 different days now. The first thing I'm just telling you about the pier, about the village, visiting in the daytime, right? Okay, now we go into the story time. And this takes place soon after. So maybe like that same week or the next week, but this is at nighttime. I go down to the village pier. I'm hanging out. I get down there late. Late for me is about 8, 9 o'clock at night. I get down there like 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'm wandering around. I'm, watching all of the different styles of entertainment. People are voguing. They're having reading sessions. It's wild. It's bananas. Loud music. Great time. And then there came a part in the evening where everyone was leaving to go back home. And I wanted to kind of stay out there for a little bit because I used to, when I would go down to the village, I did actually like to stand by the water. They had the barrier so you don't hit or whatever. And it used to be nice to see the boats coming in from the Staten Island ferry, and all of that. Um, so as I'm standing there, this white man walks up to me. I'm 17, and I was a 17-year-old who looked maybe 15 or 16. If you know my age now and you see me, you know I do not look my age. I don't look my age. I've never looked my age. So even though I was 17 years old at the time, I know it would have been given 15. It would have been given like 15. I don't even want to say 16. When I was 17, I'm pretty damn sure I was looking like I was 15 years old. So I'm standing there and this man walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, what you doing?" Handsome white guy too. Definitely older. I was 17 and I could tell that he was definitely in his late 30s minimum. Late 30s minimum. He walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing now?" I'm like, "I'm just chilling. Just came out here to, look at the water or whatever the case may be." He's like, "Are you homeless?" I'm like, "Nah." But I could see why he asked me that because a lot of the kids that would come down and hang out in the village were actually homeless. They had no to go, nowhere to live whatsoever. Once their parents got whim of the fact that they were LGBT, they was throwing them kids out. I mean, you could go down to the village and it would be nothing for a 12-year-old to be homeless sleeping on the street. At 12, 13, 14, I'm talking homeless like tragedy. Homeless like chaos. That type of like really like homeless. Yeah, that young is not unusual. So it wasn't a crazy. He asked me that, but so I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not homeless. I got a place to live. So he was like, oh, okay. Did you eat today? I was like, nah, not really. I came down here with no money in my pocket. I ain't eat today. So he was like, would you like me to order you something to eat? I was like, hell yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be nice of you. Like, yeah, sure, you can order me something to eat. So keep in mind, at that time, we did not have the apps where you order food from, right? So he's like, okay, well, look, I live about 10 blocks up I live about 10 minutes on the Upper East Side or the Upper West Side. I'm 10 minutes away on the Upper West Side. I'm parked a few blocks down. If you want, we can go to the house and then I'll just order something and you can eat and I'll get you on your way or whatever the case may be. My dumb illiterate, not illiterate, but my dumb, I was definitely naive. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, cool. We could do that. I'm sizing bro up though. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not completely dumb. Cause I'm sizing dude up and thinking to myself, like, I could definitely take this nigga if anything go down. That's crazy. Like, there's no question about it. I can take him. He older, but I could beat this nigga for sure if he try me on some weirdness. So I'm like, all right, no problem, sure. I get in the car. We drive up to, I think somewhere in the 72nd Street area. And if you know about New York, you know that is a the Upper West Side and the Upper East Side are the upper crust areas of Manhattan, of New York. Money, 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 money. If you live in that area, you got a coin. So bad, we get in the car, whatever. He's touching my leg, rubbing my leg as he's talking to me. And I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, but at the same time, I'm thinking in my mind, like, I mean, it's just a leg rub. He ain't trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't getting crazy. He ain't trying to grab nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. We almost at his spot. I'm good, you know what I'm saying? And whatever. So we get to his house. We get on the elevator. It's a walk up, but it does have an elevator as well. It's brownstone, really nice. Um, that's really nice. You walk in his house, huge, huge cavernous living room. You see the big, huge Christmas tree in the middle of the living room. I'm scanning everything as I get into this man's house. He tells me to have a seat on the couch. As I sit on the couch, I'm scanning everything about this environment so that if anything happens, I at least know where I was, right? So I'm scanning, I'm peeping the picture of his wife and kids. I'm like, oh my God. This man done got my little young ass up in his house. And here this man got a whole picture on that wall of his pasty faced wife and kids. And I remember just feeling so uncomfortable in that moment. Now he calls me into the bedroom. He says, hey, you can come back here. So I go back there into the bedroom and I sit on the bed. As I'm sitting on the bed, he's preparing for a shower. He has got his clothes, he's in his boxer. For 30 something, I gotta say he had a nice bod too. I will definitely, it wasn't a dad bod. He took great care of himself, that's for sure. So he's in his boxers, he's grabbing his towel and everything. And so in my mind, I'm already knowing what's going on. I'm like, we just supposed to order some food, and if that ain't the very first thing this nigga doing when we get in this house, then that lets me know that that's not the main thing that he's concerned about. If his first priority was to take a shower, then that probably means that he has a sexual expectation, right? Well, y'all, guess who did not? Guess who did not have that expectation? Guess who did not? Because I've never been sexually attracted to them kind of people. I love black men. I ain't gonna lie, I love me some black men. So I already knew, like, I'm in my mind thinking, like, I hope he don't think that when he get out that shower that he finna put that little shriveled up white glizzy anywhere near me. Cause we not doing that. We not doing that. Well, guess how it was confirmed? It was confirmed when he got in the shower. I heard the water running. I could hear him using the shower, and then I hear him yell out, "You can take your things off and put them over on that chair in the corner." Excuse me? What? I can take my things off and put them where? Oh, no. No, 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 no. You know what I did, y'all? I said, okay. I said, matter of fact, just give me a minute. I'm going to join in there. He's happy as hell. This man, he thinking he acting like he just he just hit the jackpot. But I'm just buying time, y'all. I'm just buying time. You know why I'm buying time? Y'all want to know why I was buying time? I'm going to tell y'all why I was buying time. I was buying time because I realized that, number one, when you went into the shower, you left your pants folded up on the bed. And I could clearly see your wallet is in the back of your pants pocket. And before I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, and y'all could judge me. I don't give a damn. I'm the exact same way all over again. If I could travel back in time to my 17-year-old self, Oh, I'd have played it exactly the same. I would. Yeah, I would. So he's in there thinking I'm getting undressed to join him in the shower. I was in that nigga pockets. I pulled that wallet out. Now I was young. I didn't even know at that time that you could use a credit card without a pen. Like I'm grown. Now I know you could do that. Like you could use it as a debit. I didn't know that, so I didn't take none of the credit cards. Wish I would have knew. But I pulled all six $100 bills out of that wallet, about four $20 bills, a few $10 bills. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you know what I did, y'all? You know what I did after that, y'all? I went over to that Christmas tree. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because trying to fuck on me when I was looking like I was 15 put me in a real grinchy mood. It did. It did. It did. You know what I did, y'all? When I got to that Christmas tree, I said, look for the smallest boxes. Don't take no big box. Because first of all, you ain't trying to carry all of that shit back and you're going to have to run with it. You ain't nothing. Small boxes only. I grabbed two of the smallest boxes he had. You could have fit them in my pocket. One was a diamond ring and one was a diamond pendant. Yeah. And I knew what to do with them. I knew just where they supposed to take them things to, where they're going to melt them suckers down and give me a cute little coin. In all, with the almost $700 in cash and the items removed from under his Christmas tree, once those items was pawned or sold or whatever, I ended up with a net gain of like at least something like $1,000 in that neighborhood, which isn't a lot of money, but when you're 17 years old, nigga, you rich. I ain't gonna lie. Now, here's the thing. I guess he got a little bit suspicious because it was taking a little bit too much time, and he's thinking, how long does it take for somebody to just throw some clothes off and run into the shower? I gets to the door. Now I gotta unlock this man's door. I don't know if it's creaky or what. I have to unlock this man's door and get down those stairs and out of that building as fast as I can. I finally get the door unlocked because I'm twisting the lock like real gently. As I'm doing it, I hear the bathroom water shut off. Girl, bros, bro, I heard that effing water shut off, and then I heard the sound of the shower curtain. Oh, hell no, I got to get up out of here. I got to get up out of here. Now I'm going to the top block. This one, we ain't doing none of this gingerly-ish. No. No, we trying to open this mother effer like, oh, we need this open now. I unlocked that sucker so quick. When I tell y'all I hit those mother effing stairs running at the speed of light. And the last words I heard from that man, when I looked up and I saw him looking down from the top stairs, looking down at me running, and I'm now at this point on at least a second old towel wrapped around him. So he can't even chase me. He can't do nothing. I just heard him yell, mother effer. So with that, you ever hear that, like when white people get like super mad and they yell in this way that almost makes them sound psychotic? It was that. Mother effer. So he was He was so pissed. I got out of that building. Yes, I got out of that building, and the first thing I did was hail a cab. I got in that cab, and I took that cab all the way from the village to my home. And that was a very expensive trip, but it was worth it. Did not want to take the chance of being in that area, trying to walk to a train station. This nigga drive, he get in the car, he looking around driving, he see me and halfway kill me, then what? Right? I made it home and I made it out safely. And you know what? I feel guilty about that then, and I still don't to this day. Looking back on it today, there's no sense of remorse, no sense of shame, no sense of guilt. There just isn't. I'm a resolute person like that. Usually when I do something, if I know that I am doing it for what I perceive as being a good reason, oh, I don't give a damn. I don't care. It is what it is. And I felt like, because I wasn't going to get him, y'all. I really was not going to do him like that. I had never even done anything like that. I really didn't. But I'm literally just thinking that, okay, chill guy, he just gonna, you know what I'm saying? He gonna order me some food, Cause when you go to the village from the Bronx, right, and you all the way down there, like, you don't got no money in your pocket. I mean, you're a kid. We don't, kids, you know what I'm saying? You have money in your pocket and you're walking around for hours and hours and hours, not even eating. You're like, you might be able to buy a bag of chips and a soda. You know what I mean? Your peers don't have money. Most of them are homeless and living on the street. I just was fortunate that my mom didn't do that. But I did make it out safely. And the lesson learned for me, of course, was to not be so open to the kind offerings of strangers. But the lesson for him was maybe don't be out here trying to pick up black kids. I don't know what you was going to do to me. If we could have got, maybe if something would have happened with us, how I know this nigga wouldn't have got to feeling like, oh my God, you see my wife and kids' pictures, like you might try to destroy me and kill me in his house. Like I could have easily been like a box of bones under this nigga bed. His wife, and he told me his wife and kids was on vacation. He couldn't go to vacation because he had to work. He's a lawyer. That's what he told me. So nigga, you know the laws, and you got me up in your crib, and your wife and kids is on vacation. You lucky I ain't burn your ish down with you in it, mother effer. The hell? Andrew said heart was beating. Yes, child, I was scared to death. I was scared to death, y'all. I really was. Hello, God, will you and a cheater, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, child. He won that stupid. He won that stupid. And I told my mama what happened. Yep, I told her. I came home and told her what happened. I let her know exactly what happened. You know, my mother was mad as hell. I even got in the man car, whatever. But mama was like, but hey, you got that. You got him, though. You got him, baby. Don't you ever do nothing like that again. Says he didn't want to go on vacation with his wife and kids. He stayed back to do exactly what he was doing. You ain't never lied, Nikki. That sounds exactly about right. I think that makes complete sense to me. That man knew what he was doing. He didn't want to be on vacation with them because he wanted to be out here looking for young black boys with large-sized peens. That's what he wanted to do. And I was one of them, but he wasn't gonna. But I wasn't there for them activities, though. I swear, call me naive, y'all, but I was raised as a Muslim for a long time in my life before then. There's a lot I didn't see in life. There's a lot I didn't know about. There's a lot of things that I was not aware about. There are things that people knew when they was 8, 9 years old that I didn't learn or find out about or know about until I was like 13, 14, because my mother was keeping us so like secluded and so like sheltered. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I really, didn't have any like real situational awareness about, you know. Um but it kind of makes me think about like the ASI stories, right? And how we see a lot of those stories turn out, and even like the situation with Yaya and whatnot. Um, like if you see a kid who you think might be hungry, right? Why do we live in a world where you wouldn't just buy them food and not be expecting a sexual favor or an interview even? Very good question, Mickey's Learning Academy. A, how did that situation change you as a kid? Well, it made me more alert. Um, it definitely, I already had certain feelings about white people, but I will say that added to those feelings, and that added to those feelings for sure. Um, it also changed me in the sense that it never happened again, right? Because I knew that I would never again enter into a man's home as a kid, right? Whom I did not know, because the situation would be way too unpredictable. Way too unpredictable. And then it also changed me in ways that I probably couldn't see. Changed me in ways that I probably couldn't even feel. It might have hardened my heart a little bit in those days. Um, and you know what the sad thing is, y'all, if I'm being honest with y'all? It's a bad thing that I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it because the transparency in some space. Do y'all know that if that man had been brown skin, tall, slim, maybe had some dreads in his hair, in his head, I'd have been in that shower. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all. I I know the story would have ended differently, and the reason why I know it would have ended differently is because I was yearning for love so much at that point in my life. I did not feel loved. Like, I knew my mom and my siblings loved me. I got that, and the few friends, but every other sign was hate, finger pointing. And so when you're that young, and then I had the most minimal sexual activity at that point in my life, because think about it. You know how like today we got DL niggas? You didn't even have DL niggas back in them days. We didn't even have the term or the word yet for it. So it's like, in my era coming up, if you was gay, you probably really didn't have much of a sex life, because you wouldn't know who to choose up on, and you're not going to take the chance of being embarrassed. And the guys that you would think would choose up on you, not going to choose up on you because you too feminine, and they want masculine on masculine sex. So therefore, they want to be chosen by a masculine nigga, and the masculine nigga wants to choose up on another masculine dude. But if you were a young gay boy who was more on the feminine side, this is before my Atlanta Falcons features grew in. Yeah, the term wasn't there, but there was definitely DL men. That's correct. But the reason why I said there wasn't DL men is because we didn't have the term. So I would just say that there were secretive men. There were men who were living the DL life, but just the fact that we now have the term DL shows you how much the understanding of the right, and it's still horrible. It's still bad. There's still so much that needs to be learned, right? But we a long way from the days where, even you didn't even have a description for what a DL man was. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. Um, yeah, I definitely if he was a if he had been a man who looked a certain way, had a certain aesthetic to him, I have no doubt that I would have done it. I have no doubt that I would have done it. Um, I have no doubt that I would have done it, and like I said, it would have basically my reasoning would have been just for the feeling of intimacy, the feeling of feeling wanted, if that makes sense. Mickey said that's called grooming. Shit, that nigga skipped the grooming part. Like that nigga was trying to f on something quick, or get effed on by something. I don't know. That's another thing. I don't know if he was top, bottom, sideways, versatile, up and down, round the corner, through the sheets, up the roof, down the river, up the sink, through the toilet, up the floor, down the map, through the sink. I did not know what that man position was. I had no idea. I didn't know what type of timing he was on. Who that laughing like that? OMG, I had no idea. I didn't know what he was on, but if he would have been like some fine ass something, I'm pretty sure my little 17-year-old self would have been with it. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Um all right guys, that's the story time. Y'all will get another story time this week. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. But y'all will get another story time. And the next story time, this is the one I keep avoiding, by the way. Because again, this one is, I guess this one could have been triggering too, but the other one is really, really going to be triggering because, okay, I'm gonna just kind of give y'all a synopsis and then I'm gonna get out of here. But when I was like 16 years old, right, I had some friends and, they would tease me about being gay and I would try to deny it. And I'm like, I'm not gay. Who, me? What? Whatever would make you think such a thing, right? So I would be in denial. Not DL, but denial. I was very much in denial and they would tease me and stuff. And so there was this woman that lived in our building, a grown woman. And one day, and she was a crackhead, by the way. And one day, and I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that until that story time. But just know that that's the next story time. So when you see me posting the community post, story time at 8 o'clock, whatever, you know that when we pull up, that subject matter is going to be the story time. how it took how it took damn near most of my life to realize that a grown woman sexually abused me. Um, Validation, well, see, it might have been some validation too, right? Because if you're not getting validation about your lifestyle from your peers, right? You're not getting it from family. You're not getting it from the church, of course, right? So, where else does that validation come from, right? It comes from males who pay attention to you when no one else is. You finally feel as if you're seen. And my story is not unique. That's the thing. This is not a unique story at all. This is a story that could be told a million times over in the LGBT community. When you are young and gay, men or the so-called straight men of society will use you up like a mother effing $2 whatever. Take all types of advantage of you. Oh yes. Oh yes, they will. It is not an uncommon thing. And that's why, like, the couple times since I've been in Atlanta that I've had to take people in, and in both situations, these are two young males, two young men, neither of whom are LGBT. Both 100% as far as I can see, fully straight YNs. And I took them in without any prepositioning or any inkling or notion or desire that, this is going to be something different. Because I learned and I remember from my own experiences growing up that anytime a man offered me the opportunity to, even when I was in the homeless situation, anytime a man offered an opportunity, there was sex attached to it. Y'all some sick mother F. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, some of y'all are really twisted. It's really, really crazy how some of y'all, like, I don't know. I yeah, I don't know. Some of y'all, some black men and some white men and some Mexican men and Asian men too can only be nice to someone if it means that they're gonna get sex out of it. I never wanted to be that kind of person, and I also wanted to do something in a way where, because I know so many young black men grow up homophobic. A lot of their parents teach them to be homophobic, and so they grow up already having these ideas about people in the trans community, people in the LGBT community. And I wanted to kind of be an antidote to that, right? I wanted to give them an experience that would be so mind-blowingly different than what they could have possibly expected or imagined, right? And I wanted to make sure that I was leaving a good impression so that if they ever came across another trans person, they wouldn't look at them as a bad person, as a bad human being. And that they could think to themselves, well, I don't quite agree with that person's lifestyle, but I do know that they can be really good people, because Dominique is one of the absolute best people that ever walk into my life. trans or hetero, doesn't matter. Dominique walked into my life and did everything right. Dominique took on a role my own parents gave up on, and Dominique got me right. And I didn't have to sleep with Dominique for that to happen. So ain't nobody gonna be finna get on YouTube. You will wait until, baby, you will be a crusted, shriveled up ball of dust if you wait for that. So ain't nobody finna get on here and tell y'all that I took them in and it was anything but me being a whole mother mixed with being a whole father, mixed with being a whole auntie and an uncle and all of the other stuff that some of these young men don't have in their lives to speak power and pour into them. So what they'll tell you is that, nah, Dominique, nobody has ever poured into me the way Dominique did. I'm talking fighting for my life to teach them how to be men. Ain't that something? In my skirt, in my heels. Yeah. Guys, okay, so a lot of men were abused by older women, but they don't speak about it from a victim standpoint. It's like they don't realize it. Yeah, that's true. That is very, very, very true. Yeah, that was a great question, though, Mickey, because I think it probably was more validation and love now that I look back on it. Because I knew I was loved. One thing about my mother has never failed to show me she loves me. Even at my big age now, I cannot get on the phone with my mother and her not, oh, baby, baby. I be like, Ma, I am, girl, if you call me baby one more time, all right, sugar baby. My mother loved me so much, and she's never failed to show that. My siblings have never failed to show that. I'm really blessed in that respect. I don't have that story, that horrible story about the family that just could not accept you. That is not my story, and I thank God. I thank God. We're going to get out of here in a minute. Let's vibe out to a little bit of music before we go, people. As we do. Let's vibe out to a couple of the newer tracks. So I wrote this new song called First Time for Everything. Yeah, it's a bop. It is a bop. First time for everything. Y'all let me know if y'all like it. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. No, that's the wrong one. Not here, but this one. Okay. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
The first time I had ever held you close, I knew that everything had forever been changed. The first time you ever gave me a dose of you, yes, everything. No rhyme but strange. The first time I let you in on the secret, I fear you would think it was strange, even turn me away, but you stayed. I told you there's a first time, bro, for everything. This type of timing is the very thing. No matter what happens, broke the such a thrill inside I can no longer hide. The first time, bro, you called me a twin. I heard that you knew I was down.
Knew that I'd stick around.
Yes, I stayed. I told you this the first time, bro. For everything, this type of timing is the very thing. No matter what happens,
Only for anything.
you won't forget the first time. For everything,
Everything.
type of timing is the very thing. Bro, we don't need titles.
Only wear the ring.
'Cause I be hit the wedding
For better or for worse.
since we got on that
Timing.
bro, we been
Violent,
chillin', bro, we just be
violent,
no issue deciding where we stand. Together we've been thriving, more than just surviving. We've been steady climbing since we got all this time and we
Oh, everything. This type of timing is the very thing.
you won't forget the first baby there. First time for everything. Type of timing is for everything, but we don't need titles. Don't need wedding rings, 'cause I'll be hitting
For better or for worse. All right, I'm play a few more joints for you. Just so you know, the music that I write, I write music for gays. I write music for the trans. I write. So some of my songs are LGBT oriented. Some of them are like I like to write songs about the real world. I write songs about real life. I listen to so much music and I be like, these love songs, like they sound so effing generic. Like, where are the songs like, like most of the men who sing to you women are gay anyway. Allegedly. There's a lot of men who sing to women who don't even deal with women. So I'd be like, why are we not making real songs? Like songs that talk about actual stuff. Even if it is a little freaky. For example, this one is called Meet Me in the Park. Don't meet me, not me. Just a song. Meet Me in the Park.
You hit me up once again, that's me, bro. What time you want? Getting late, it's been a day, bro. Man, inside be done. Get on our freaky, baby. Follow me. I need a way, bro. Don't worry. Eat it up, baby. Go ahead. Swallow me. Open it up, make it hot. Made me want it, so glad I followed the swallow. Bro, you a freak and you flaunt it. Bro, I swear your body's up. So let me pinch your face. Let's take it to the park. It's a private place. Let's take it to the park. Right behind the tree. Let's meet after dark. Just tell me where you'll be. Let's meet at the park. Let's link on trail. Meet me after dark. Promise to never tell. I'll meet you in the park. We can find a star. Even in the dark. Bro, I'll meet you in the park. Another day, another mic. Another mood, another text. We get on video chat. Bro, you know what's coming next. Bro, you know what's coming next. This freaky time and there's a thing, we on it. Baby, it's your first time. Is it gon' fit? Don't smoke a blunt and I know it's gon' hit. The park is closing in another hour. Just let me wash it up real quick. I'll send you pics from inside the shower. Let me see something, bro. I know it's brick. Bro, you been drafted. You're my pick. Ethical boxes. Got you thick. Might as well meet me right quick. Meet me up at the park. Let's go find a tree. It's so dark. Ain't nobody see. Bro, come. Let's meet in the park. Let's link up in the woods. Link up at the dark. Let my body feel good. Bro, meet me in the park. Beaches by the stairs. I'm sitting in the dark, bro, I'll be waiting there, bro. What we got going on, it's just between us. Nobody needs to know, no need to make a fuss. So we link when it's after dark for a private after show. We make the most of the time that we got. Bro, I pick the park and you choose a spot and we getting down. If you know you know, ain't no play around. Follow me where I go. Let's meet at the park. Take me on the table, bro. Let's meet after dark. But that's if you're able, cause bro, some things feel better after dark. So meet me in the park.
All right, y'all. This next song is called Secrets Disguise. This is called Secrets Disguise. This song is about two guys. They're friends, right? They bros. One of them has a crush on the other one. And he's scared to tell him. He don't know how to tell him. But what he doesn't know is that the other one has a crush on him. And he don't know how to tell him either. Let's check this record out. Secrets Disguise. Yeah, I'm working on a DL album, so a lot of these songs will be put together in one playlist package. And it's basically going to be the DL album. And girls, y'all better listen to that album. Y'all better listen to all them songs on the DL album, because y'all going to learn a lot. All right, so here, Secrets Disguise.
You wanna tell me your secret? I can tell by the look in your eyes. You wonder if I can keep it, but boy, I'll be your secret's disguise. I know that it can't be easy. Separate lives. You got your family, got your children, and your wife. But I can be patiently waiting for as long as it takes for you to say ready to share it inside of you. Oh, it must be painful for love to feel shameful. So boy, I can't blame you for the secrets you hide. Maybe I have the same view, and it's hard to explain to, but we cannot change who we are deep down inside. So boy, let's share our secrets. I trust we can keep it. Let's have something special. I swear I'll never respect you. Oh God, I'll protect you. I'll for the whole ride. Well, let me tell you my secret. You can tell by the look in my eyes. I'm hoping you keep it. Hoping you keep it disguised. Of course you know it can't be easy, trying to keep feelings locked up inside. I got priorities I can't ignore, but still I'm at your side. Still here patiently waiting for the moment you see I don't play about you. When you know nothing can change, no matter what you say, no matter what you do. Cause I fuss with you. Boy, it must be painful for love to feel shameful. So boy, I can't blame you for the secrets you have. Maybe I have the same view, and it's hard to explain. I'm here to listen, open ear, but let me just mention, oh, just let me make it perfectly clear. No matter what the secret, I'm still here. Oh, you must be grateful for love to feel shameful. So how can I blame you for the secrets you hide? Baby, I have to slave you. It's hard to explain to, but we cannot change you. We are deep down inside. So wanna share our secrets. Keep it something special. I swear I'll always respect you. Oh, can I protect you? Down for the whole ride.
Love song. Everybody loves a love song. Everybody loves a ballad. This is a love song. Imagine you're about to get married. Close to your wedding day. The nigga you about to marry, the man that you're about to marry says to you, you know what, baby? Before we walk down this aisle, I gotta tell you something. The name of this song is In Love with You and Bro. In Love with You and Bro. Check it out. Y'all make sure y'all listen to the words.
It's easy to do, 'cause you bring out the best in me. You know you do. I was born, you came into my life. You brought me laughter and joy, got me wishing you'd become my wife. But I got the secret I've been holding inside. I gotta share this before you become my bride. My love is something you should know. I'm in love with you and bro. I guess I'll have to go, but I have to tell you so. Baby, I'm in love with you and bro. Trusting you is the easiest thing I can do. 'Cause you bring out the trust in me, so I trust in you.
right, we're gonna do one more song, y'all. Then we're gonna do our outro. I read a few comments and then we're gonna get out of here. But so this one is called. Let me just make sure I got the right one though. Yeah. This next one, y'all. How many ladies got a man, right? If you got a boyfriend, you got a man you in love with, let me know how often he go to the gym. How often do he go to the gym, y'all? How much time is he spending in the gym around all our men? Is what I want to know. You feel me? I want to know how much time your man is spending in the gym with all of the gym bros. All right, so this song is called Gym Bros. Imagine this. Imagine this. Your man goes to the gym supposedly to work out. He up in the gym crushing on another DL inside that gym. This is called Gym Bros. And by the way, the term Gym Bros is a real thing. It's basically dudes who like to be in the gym with other niggas as much as possible. And a lot of times, they be DL. So let's go on ahead and hit them with Gym Bros. Let's make sure we got the right version queued up. Not that one. Gym Bros, Gym Bros, Gym Bros, where are you? That's not the one that I wanted. Is it? Muscles popping through a shirt. I was on a steam room. Should a nigga flirt? Bro, I've been watching, and I can tell you want it. I'm feeling you, bro, so tell me you know this. Session is over to the locker room. Get up, clean up, heading out to play some soccer soon. See, you're not used to dudes being this forward, but I can't hold back. I wanna get to know ya. So meet me. Let's work out in the shower. Body's listening. We can go for hours. Gotta know, baby, what we got going. Cause you're just my bro, and they already know. Baby, boy, please your body. I got so much to show you. And I want you to see. We can be gym bros. Sneak peeks, quick glances. Oh, bro, I can help it. Oh no, I can't shelve it. Put it away and just move on, but bro, I can't deny it. Curiosity is not wondering if I like it. And yes, I noticed you watching me, probably thinking about topping me. I wanted to, bro, I don't know what's stopping me. Oh, but I'm about to hit the shower. Low key, won't you hop in, please? So meet me in the gym. Let's work out in the shower. I just listening. We can go for hours. Nobody's gotta know, baby, what we got going. Cause you're just my bro, and they already know. Please your body, I got so much to show ya. I want you to see. We can be gym bros. Bro, just don't make obvious if we get on that time. Bro, tell me your heart is beating like mine. It's a feeling so deep, bro, there's no denying. Every time I work with you, bro, I'm always trying. It's so exciting when I work out with you. I get invited. We can go for hours. gotta know, baby, what we got going. Cause you're just my bro, and they already know. I'll please your body, yes, I want to show you. I want you to see, we can be damn bro. All right, y'all, let's go into some comments real quick. See what's going on before we get on up out of here, y'all. You feel me? Okay, we're still here live, all right. Yes, the image is horrible, but I hope y'all was at least able to hear the music. Yeah, y'all like the image is horrible, but I hope y'all was. Y'all where do we get your music? Well, some of them is on here on YouTube. I do have a Suno. Yeah. Life music. Yeah, life music. Like I be trying to write songs like about real experiences. So yeah, I'm glad y'all did enjoy that. And now what we're gonna do basically is yeah, we're gonna do our one second. We're going to do our thank you for coming on in. Thank y'all for coming in. Dominique Lee is your friend. I'm really your friend. Ain't no cap on that. To spend.
And I hope you'll come
on back again to the one place where you can depend. Lots wanna get to the very end. Ain't no time to hope you find as you live your life.
Hope it was
worth a like, comment, and subscribe.
Either way,
I hope you.
for your time.
I thank y'all for your time. I hope whatever you was looking for, you found. Because I believe together we can shine. Let's normalize some love and care and treat each other kind. Together we can grind. Just mine. All right, we done.